Hi everybody, welcome to Smoky Hill Bonsai. Today we will be repotting an elm tree. This is something I just pulled out of winter holding, and let's take a look at it and see what we need to do today. This is an elm tree that I dug up out of a garden in 2014. The tree was obviously much taller, but I had cut it off, and actually I had cut it back down 2 or 3 different times and ended up with some dieback here. So that's what this is all about, and hopefully we can address some of that here in a little bit also. What I hope to do is continue to work on the root system. We'll pull this out today and see what the roots look like. But you can see that it's getting ready to leaf out, the buds are swelling, and I think if I don't get to it right now, I'll probably miss it for this year. So I always secure the trees, as is common practice, with some wire. So I'm going to snip it there and there. So then what I'll do now is take this and rake the edges of it. And I lost my video feed there, but let's go ahead and pull it out of the pot. All right, so I got all that soil raked off there. Able to get in here and see these roots a little bit better. And I see some more that I want to take off. I'm going to use my side cutters and just start. I think my soil line is going to move down lower here. So some of the stuff that's up high I can get rid of. I'm trying to twist it around here and see. See what might, how it might sit back in the pot. And then you see all these things that kind of cross these roots. I'm gonna try to straighten all those up. I'm gonna, when I get them into the pot, it's gonna be more on a flat plane, and then we'll work everything to where it comes out in a radial pattern all the way around. So we can move that out. What kind of stump do we have here? Okay, so right here I've got a nice flare of roots. And another big stub of a root. I'm gonna cut that off too. And tease it, I'll tease it out of there. Another good one here. Let's just put that in the compost pile. Okay, broke that one off. Okay, let's stand it up here again. We'll move that one around. Now see, some of these I would take off there, like this one. But like I said, I'm starting to get to the point where I don't know how much more I should take. Let's just get rid of that one there. Probably I would take those, but I've cut so much off now that I don't want to cut anymore. The other thing I have to start thinking about now is, what am I going to tie? How am I going to tie all that down? And how's that going to sit in there? And probably, depending on what happens with this area right here, this root probably will be next. And then see that stump here, that original taproot right there. I should be able to take that off soon. We'll get some of this stuff up high. Okay, so when we put that back in the pot, we'll feather all those back out into a radial system. And okay, so we're back to the pot that we had. Wiped it out a little bit. I've recovered some of the drainage screens. I've got some more screen I'll put back in there. Now I'm using a new soil this year. I had normally bought the ingredients and made my own soil. Had some lava in it and some pumice and haydite is what I was trying to say. But anyways, the company that I ordered from and sifted and made my own soil no longer has it. So I ended up buying a different product. Let's try this. Now normally I do like to sift in an air layer first. I have a little bit bigger particle and I don't have that. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and cut some of this back a little bit further. Okay. Let's see again, is that gonna fit? Okay, that's gonna fit much nicer in there. My screens here real quick. Put those to the side. Box looks like it's still in good shape. So we'll start those. I got 2 tie down points. I don't have as far to go, so I'll make a little shorter wire. That should be. Okay. So if I set that in, that one will go right there. And then I'm going to tie that one there. Now the next thing that's going to be important is we've got holes here that we're going to have to make sure get filled. And then I need to know where that thing's going to sit in there. Let's get our wires out of the way. So that's going to have to be filled. So basically what I'm going to do is, that's going to have to sit down right there. Okay.
Got it.
Please don't. Okay, so we've got some soil under it. I know where that's gonna sit. I'm gonna pull that over here. So earlier I said I had holes to fill, and by that I meant I have voids to fill in and around the root system. So I'm gonna grab my chopstick, I'm gonna flare out those roots just a little bit, and then I'll start in here and just insert that chopstick and kind of poke it in and work that soil down into the voids. So it's really important to make sure you check in underneath the tree and make sure it's all full of soil there and that there are no air gaps. Work that soil. So what I'm trying to do is get that soil all worked in underneath those roots. Probably trim that off some more there too. So here it is, about finished here. Just looking for any last air pockets. And I think I got everything pretty good. Tree's pretty stable in the pot. The wiring must have worked well. I think I ended up cutting off a little more roots than I thought I would. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and pick all my tools up here, and then I'm gonna just bring the hose over and water everything in real quick. Okay, so what I have here is some moss that I collected last year, and I ran it through a sieve. And then I also have some sphagnum moss too that I did the same thing. So I'm just going to top dress that soil, and hopefully we keep that in place, and we'll get some a good cover of moss going on there. So I don't want to put it on too thick. So here we go. I hope that does cover. Kind of water it in. If you're really successful in growing moss on the surface around your trees, leave me a comment. Tell me what I did wrong or a recommendation. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, and we'll see you again soon.